And so for tonight's down bad debate, we got a fun one up here, man. If you can't see it on the screen, I'll go ahead and explain it to you here. Which decade of QBs was the best? You had the 90s. You got Brett Favre, John Elway, Steve Young, Troy Aikman. You got the 2000s, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger. You got the 2010s. You got Aaron Rodgers, Andrew Luck, Matthew Stafford, Matt Ryan, and you got the new faces, 2020s, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Joe Burrow. So, Mr. G Mike, you're up top first. So guess what, my man? You get to go first. What is your favorite decade?
2000s, baby. We got the GOAT already, 7 championships. You already know, retired with that. Peyton Manning, I think he was the next in line of that GOAT conversation, honestly. But there's a lot of opinions there on who can be top 2 or even top 5. Drew Brees was doing disgusting stuff in New Orleans with his height, was barely able to see over the line sometimes, and was still throwing so many touchdowns, has so many passing yards until Tom Brady took over that. But longevity there. And then Ben Roethlisberger, he actually did amazing when he came into the league the first few years, took the Steelers to a championship. It was a lot due to the defenses that they had for sure, but he still was able to put it on the numbers for all his receivers and even his running backs. And I felt like he was very intelligent at the quarterback position. So I got the 2000s for sure.
BC.
I could take the easy route and I could just agree with you, Mike, and I could go with the 2000s. And that would be fine. You made a lot of my arguments for me. Top 2 quarterbacks of all time. One's got the most MVPs, one's got the most rings. That's great. We could talk about the greatest, or we could talk about the best. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not doing that crap. That whole argument right there over that. I'm going to switch it up a little bit just for fun. I'm going to say 2020s for the sheer amount of talent that these guys have, the arm strength, the athleticism. And on top of that, if I'm not mistaken, I think maybe the only other division or maybe the only other decade that has every single person on this board that won an MVP would be the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. But 2020s, the only other team or the only other one in this decade where every single guy has won, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not Joe Burrow. No, Joe Burrow did not come close. Dang it. I'm going to say 2020. Came close. Should have won it. But I'm going to still say that the sheer amount of talent, as far as the depth, is a lot greater than in the 2000s, where it was a 2-horse race. I mean, yeah, we had Drew Brees that was there, but he was never really going to be the number 1 quarterback in the league. Whereas I think in the 2020s, you look at multiple years, you could say, oh yeah, Patrick Mahomes is the guy this year. Okay, this year it's Josh Allen. This year it's Lamar Jackson. This year it's Joe Burrow. I think each of these guys have been so elite, and the talent is more widespread. So that's going to be my case for the 2020s. Depth, quantity, so to say.
It's a good argument.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Poole James for checking in, man. The 90s. Come on, man. Cowboys ran it up. Yeah, that's a fair point. Mr. Clint, man, I'm going to let you go ahead since you're the guest on the show for tonight, man. You can have your pick. What decade are you thinking?
Well, I gotta throw a couple caveats in there. If we're going to compare eras, it's very difficult to do, because you look at these different eras and you say, okay, what did this era play with? How did this era play? It's a different world now when we look at the 90s compared to the 2020s, obviously. One question I always like to ask in the quarterback debate, let's swap their situations. So let's put John Elway playing with Andy Reid in today's NFL. He's going to be pretty dang good.
Yeah.
Let's put Joe Burrow on the Dan Reeves Denver Broncos teams. He's not getting through week 5. I've got bad news for you. He's getting broken half very, very early. I'm just saying, when you start switching the eras and switching the situations, it does change things a little bit. I really like that. The 2000s, you got Brady, you got Manning, you got Breeze, and then there's another guy. No, you're not gonna go wrong with any of these groups. They're all phenomenal. I'll take 90s because I'll just go old school and pick the old guys. But I do think you could put Steve Young in any era and he would be great. Huh? He just would. He was just a freak of nature. Brett Favre, no, I don't want to see his cell phone, but he could sling it with anybody. And so some of the guys on this list.
Well, that's the thing.
I don't know.
My question is, some of these are like Brett Favre. Yeah, he could play on the field, but you think he would survive the modern era with, like you said, don't see him on social media, like being more active than
they ban him. They ban him. There's no way. I will throw out one. for you. And you guys take this for what it's worth. It might be worth absolutely nothing to you.
Yeah.
Percentage of
I-
throws
Well, I'll
with
take
top
all
5
of-
defense. Drew Brees 0, never had a good defense. Rodgers 7%, rarely had good defense. Patrick Mahomes 14%, Peyton Manning 18%, Tom Brady 52%. The situation matters. He got to play with a really good defense and probably the greatest defensive coordinator in history. Situation matters.
Yeah.
It does.
Well said, well said. That leads me at the 2010s, and I'm perfectly fine with that, man. You got Aaron Rodgers, Andrew Luck, Matthew Stafford, Matt Ryan. Out of the group, Matt Ryan would be the one I could be getting rid of. But even still, even though it was in Atlanta days and the Super Bowl run, the MVP in that situation too, man. Matt Ryan could sling it. My guy, Andrew Luck, that was one of my all-time favorite players. I wish he didn't retire whenever he did. I totally understand why he did. Dude had lacerated kidneys and just got beat up, and unfortunately he was just maybe 1 to 2 years away from whenever Indianapolis was able to finally get a formidable line. I think if he could have got a line around him, I think Andrew Luck had a chance to win 1 to maybe 2 championships. It's just a shame that he only got to make it in the playoffs and make a deep run once. But having said that, I think he got big deep runs, but you know what I mean, into that actual legitimately where they had a chance to win. Aaron Rodgers, attitude maybe funky, but Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay was a lot of fun and I could sling the ball all over the field. Multiple MVPs. Matthew Stafford is still doing the damn thing, man. Matthew Stafford is still looking like a 20-year-old kid out there, man. The dude, Mike and I were talking about it earlier a couple of weeks ago. The guy was getting epidurals to go play football, and he still looks damn good. A 5-touchdown game, 2 weeks ago. So I'm perfectly fine with taking the 2010s in this situation, and I would love to put it up there. If there's a way to put in a simulation to play all these guys and see how it all work out, take your situations and move it around, that would be amazing to be able to do. But obviously we can't. So let's go ahead and break it down one more time. Mike, who do you got?
Got the 2000s, baby. The GOAT, the second GOAT, Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger.
Mr. BC.
Give me the 2020s, man. It's the modern era. Everybody's physical attributes are at their peak. And plus, in addition, the talent is, I believe, the most widespread and deepest it has ever been.
All right, I'm going to take the 2010s in this situation. Man, you got Aaron Rodgers, Andrew Luck, Matthew Stafford, Matt Ryan. I can drop the mic on that one and call it a day. I'm doing all right. Clint, what you got, buddy?
Whose rules are we playing with?
Good point. Good point.
There we go.
That's fair enough. That's a fair one. That's
come
a fair
play
one.
in my 90s rules. Come play with my 90s rules.
Let's do it. Those are good days. Good days.
I think Andrew Luck and Stafford would be able to survive. I'm not sure about Ryan.
They'd be fine.
I think Josh Allen would be able to survive.
Yeah,
yes. Josh Allen is the closest thing we've seen to John Elway in his prime.
Yeah.
Just athletically. That's just how he plays.
Yep.
Agreed.